Welcome back. Today is International Left-Handers Day. The day is set aside to celebrate sinistrality. That's the medical term for left-handedness, and the strengths of having a dominant left hand, recognizing it to be a unique strength instead of an oddity. The day celebrates the left-handers while acknowledging their challenges. The commemoration is also to raise awareness about the importance of acknowledging and appreciating left-handed persons across the globe. In some cultures, many persons grew up listening to the fact that giving and accepting things should only be done with the right hand, and using the left hand can even be considered a sign of disrespect by many. This poses a unique challenge to those who are left-handed in a world that is predominantly right-handed. This minority group is often ignored when it comes to aspects of design and technology that are tuned to suit the requirement of the right-handed majority. Well, early childhood educator Patience Oshonaike joins us on the news at 7 to discuss the International Left-Handers Day. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. There are quite a number of myths associated with left-handedness, and many of these have seen left-handers subjected to some level of attack directly or indirectly. What should we know about this condition, and how do we help people with it live better?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy talking about this. Left-handed stigmatization is a big issue in the society. It's something that has been happening for a very long time. And in 2018, Mrs. Adeshola, she came up with the fight and said, no, in Nigeria, we need to do something about it. We need to create more awareness. And it's been an amazing time all the way. Now, it is important for us to sensitize the public, and one way we can all help ourselves is to be able to bygo our cultural beliefs. I know it's a big deal. A lot of people still have this cultural belief that for people that uses their left hand to do things, it's a taboo, it's an abomination, it is not accepted. And most times people with using the left hand, they are being stigmatized. They are not allowed to use their hand. People don't really understand that, their hands are actually connected with their brain. So we all have to join hands together to create more awareness about this.
All right, so as it is now, it is a bit of a challenge. You mentioned someone who is doing something quite incredible, bringing awareness to the plight of the Southpaws in Nigeria. How do we make this deeper such that it's ingrained in our society?
Yes, so what we can do is, one, we can't stop talking about it. And personally, for me as an educator, I get to meet a lot of families a lot. I meet families, I meet parents, I meet co-workers as well, my fellow teachers. And we keep talking about these things because even parents, from the society, stigmatize their children and say, you know what, my child is not going to be this. My child is not going to use her or his left hand. Nobody does that in our family. So it's a societal belief. And sometimes it's not acceptable. It's mostly not acceptable, but we just need to keep talking about it. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a collective effort. It's a collective responsibility of everyone. So on my part, I do a lot of awareness to parents, especially in schools. So most times when we have new registration of pupils in the school, and I have to run my assessment, and I notice, okay, this child is using the left hand to do things. I'm like, okay, awesome. And this is one of the millions of the children that I love to work with. Indeed. And most times the parents come and like, Miss Patience, we have to find a way to switch this child usage of the left hand. So it's a big deal, but we need to contain it, we need to talk about it, we need to create awareness. And of course, for those of us that are knowledgeable about it, we have to keep telling people, using different mediums to say, you know what, either you're using the left hand, you're using the right hand, you are equal and you are important as the other person.
Indeed, and this interview, for one, is also drawing attention to that. And I personally I personally love left hand, and it just fascinates me how they're able to, go through life. Early childhood educator Patience Oshonaike, thank you very much for joining us on TVC News at 7.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.